Alrighty, welcome in everyone. It is Jaws Munch. And I'm having suddenly video capture issues. I just fixed this. How on earth could this have happened again? There we go. Don't mind the background of the house because we are busy packing. There's been a lot going on. I'm gonna have to figure out the video capture thing, obviously, because my goodness. It was working. I did a whole test run and now it's decided to honk out on me. Let me, see if I can't fix this. Oh, that's why somehow my video broadcast, got turned off. That's what's going on. Random question, but did I ever play Forts? Forts. That doesn't sound familiar. Sorry, technical issues. Where is this? There we go. Now you guys don't have to look at my mess in the background. Yeah, I don't recognize Forts. It doesn't sound familiar to me. Where would I find this said game? Oh, I just did a quick look. And it looks like something I would have played, but I don't think I knew it existed. Let me see. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, maybe I did one time. Is this like a game that existed on like a website somewhere? A good quick PvP game for playing with viewers. Oh, that does sound cool. Do you find it on Steam or do you find it like in random online game site? Because it kind of looks like one of those, game site type things. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. I like the concept just right off the bat. Yeah. In fact, I may have played this, to be honest. I don't think so, but I don't know. All right, we'll have to look into that. That is pretty cool. All right. Anyway, so today, folks, we have a new game that I recently found. It is still being developed, so it is the demo version of Sandustry. Now, Sandustry, I believe, has absolutely phenomenal potential. This game, they just get a lot of stuff right with it. It's one of those games where you go and you have to get your resources and kind of transfer them into other resources and then mix them together and combine them to turn into essentially gold, which you then use to buy upgrades and new type of new type of ways of mining, new type of ways of processing, which then open up your ability to get more and more upgrades faster, essentially. So it's really well done. Like I said, it's still in early development, so there's gonna be some glitches with it, and there will be some bugs. But from what I hear, it is getting close. At least the version of the game that they have is getting close to release. I don't know for sure. Sandustry, I didn't know you spell bar like that. Yes, I will try to get a bar stream in tonight, okay? I just really wanted to showcase this game because I just found it. And it was, in my opinion, something that is slept on. We're gonna skip the tutorial here. But yeah, this game is just too good to not talk about. The modding. So right now I'm doing a modded version of the game in the demo on Steam. it's actually gonna be basically just the same map over and over again. But if you look into it on their Discord, you can mod this game and get what I have here, which is a procedurally generated map. So this is just a mod that I downloaded. It gives me the ability to just have a unique map every time I'm playing. Beyond all reason, you are not playing Bar. I know. I'm sorry. I apologize. I will be back. It's just life's been busy. I've been working a crazy amount of hours, feeding my family, all those things. So that's just how it is. I've been looking and checking out Bar. Like, you guys might not see me, and you guys might not really see that I'm doing anything on Bar, but I have been, stumbling into games, not necessarily games, but like stumbling in, checking out like updates and stuff. I haven't really gotten a chance to test very much. Not enough sand, dislike. Well, you see, in order to get the sand, you have to go and shoot the sand with your little guns. So you just go and you smash the sand up, and it sprays out all these little particulates. And then you have a little grabber here that you can actually pick up materials and drop them, which I think is pretty cool. It's pretty fun to, even just the physics of it, to just drop your sand and watch it roll down the hill. And then you can kind of like shake around your little grabber and grab all of one type, which is pretty cool. Boom. Sand. Alright, we all love sand. If you haven't played with sand as a kid, you missed out. So we're just, harvesting some sand. And when you put the sand into the water, it turns into wet sand. So you have dry sand and you have wet sand. Now, in this game, a lot of processing has to do with water, and water becomes a very valuable resource that is actually pretty tough to find. So that's a kind of a big part of this game, is finding water and being able to get it pumped up to where you can use it to refine your resources. So we're going to start off with just a building. We have two pieces of equipment we can use. We have a grabber and a shovel, and then we also have a couple building blocks we have here. So first I'm going to start with just like a basic holding container, because in this game containers are very valuable to be able to hold resources. So I'm going to get a couple of these shakers. The shakers are just a way to kind of shake out the wet sand and turn it into gold. So you kind of like panning for gold. It has a very similar concept there. I usually go too extravagant with things in games like this. I go much bigger than I actually need it. So I probably only need like 5 shakers, but I always build like 70,000 of them because it's just what I do. And then we also have a collector, and the collector is basically your bank. This is how you earn gold, earn money. So if you put all of your collectors underneath your shakers, then as the shakers produce gold, the gold will fall into your collectors and it will be added into your bank. So for example, what we'll do is we'll grab some of this wet sand, bring it up to the very top, drop it on our shaker, and our shakers will start to shake the wet sand into gold, and the gold trickles down into our bank. And what we have left now is slag. Now slag is an extremely annoying material early on, because you just get so much of it so quickly. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a little offshoot of slag so that it doesn't pile up too much. And I'm just gonna slide it down into this valley so that we can deal with it later. Because a lot of this game is just separating resources and making sure they don't get too mixed together. So all the slag that's left over, I'm just gonna dump it, you know, off to the side for now, and we'll deal with that when we get the chance. Once we get the ability to. Because right now we don't really have a way to deal with slag. Picking up the wet sand, dropping it on sifters. Alright. Let's see. We got plenty of dry sand still here. Dump all that into our puddle. Honestly, this is a really good map because we have so much water right here. The more water you start with, the better every time. Alright, so you can see we're starting to get slag everywhere. And also, interestingly with this game, all particles have slightly different weights to them. So slag is decently light and it will ride along the top, whereas wet sand is one of the more heavy resources and it will always ride towards the bottom. So as you put on wet sand, the slag will drip down because it rides on top. So that makes it a bit easier to keep it separated. You don't really have to worry about it mixing too much. Okay, how much money do we have? Right now we are at $90. We can get basic logistics. That is good. Conveyor belts and launchers. So now we have the ability to launch resources. And use a conveyor belt. So what I'm probably going to do at this point is I'm going to build a couple launchers. Those launchers, you can use that to move resources much more rapidly. We'll just launch resources way up here, and then we'll use conveyor belts to push them over onto the sifter. So now any sand that we put in here will automatically launch upwards onto our sifter. Alright, we need a little bit more digging, I'd say. There we go. Automation at its finest right here. Your brain is smoking? What do you mean your brain is smoking? There we go. So much sand. So much sand. Way too much. Now, we are still getting a couple of dry particles in here, if you can see. Like right here we have dry particles. Those we're gonna have to figure out how to kind of sift out, but that will come later with more money. We just need money. What up, Aurelius? I apologize for being completely non-existent for the last, like, what, 5 months? I've just been completely disappeared. That's largely work's fault. I've been really trying my best to focus on work just because, you know, money helps solve problems, you know? Hey, Stills, what's up? By the way, one of my side projects games is now on Steam playable. I think you saw it. I might have seen an announcement about it, but I don't know if I wishlist it yet. You can send me the link. Just go on my message me on Discord with the link. I'll wishlist it. Yeah, I've been really MIA, so I'm sorry for all you guys that, you know, like hanging and stuff. I apologize for being so out of the loop lately. Your mic is weird catching noise from game. It really. My mic is catching noise from game, or is it catching noise from typing? Yeah, so I'm down to a little mic stand. This is what I'm using. The reason why is because my other holder, it broke, and I just haven't really been streaming enough to warrant me buying a new one. So yeah, my quality, if you notice, my face is kind of all drowned out with blue color too. I just have not like, everything's being packed up. Our house is moving. We're leaving where we live. So yeah, I don't have the quality of life stuff that you guys may be used to. The stream has definitely been degraded for the time being. And honestly, for this foreseeable future, just because I have to prioritize the stuff that's most important, you know? Yeah, glad to see you back too. Glad to be able to spend some time with the OGs. The OGs. Appreciate you guys. Alright, we have $300. Let's see if we can't get some more upgrades. We still need 500 actually. I thought with all of this slag building up, we would have an infinite amount of materials we could use, but apparently I was wrong. I want to plan on a way to use this slag. Maybe launch it over here, or at least build like a blockade for it so it's not gonna spill out too far. And then we'll create some kind of filter system later. But we also need, we don't want it to just pile up here because we're starting to overflow on slag. Shoot it up into this corner. Maybe that will do wonders for us. Catching feedback from game, not keyboard, no worries. Oh, interesting. Because I don't know how my mic would be picking up the game noise. Because the game's in my headphones, so that's kind of interesting issue. Is anyone else having that where they hear the game sound like echoing or something? Because if that's like a problem that everyone's dealing with, I want to see if I can't fix that. Nope, no one else has that issue. Okay. Hey, Stealth, how's it been going? Or have you been like continuing to stream and stuff? I've been like out of the loop. I've been out of the even the streaming loop, so I'm kind of curious how everyone's doing. But this game is not for you. What, you don't like factory games? You don't like mining and processing resources? Come on, RC. Everybody loves games like that. I can't believe it. See, the reason why I like this game is because I'm a greedy goblin, and I just love being able to go and grab a stack of gold and raise it up into the air and then dump it. That's why I like this game. It makes me feel wealthy. Not at all. Well, you know what they say, everyone has their own little thing they like. You've been doing okay? Not fantastic? Have you still been streaming? Oh, nothing too bad. I like large scale RTS. Hey, I agree. Large scale RTS is a great time. But I also have an appreciation for stuff like Factorio. Like, those are a great game to me as well. Anything kind of managey. I like games that are a little bit more managey. You feel like you have control over everything around you, which is one of the reasons why I like this game. Is because you have a lot of control over just the little details, you know? No, I always stay in the snafu range. Snafu. I don't know what that means. We're starting to run out of water here. We're gonna need to find more water soon. sand is soaking it all up. Alright, let's see if we can't... Okay, we're at 700, so we can at least buy the next upgrade for our guns. Yeah. And then after that, we need only $100 for filters, or 250 for tools. Now, if I do this, the 250, I can burn slag, and right now, because we're filling up so much slag, it might be worth it to do that. Well, you just going to have to Google it sometimes. Old war saying, okay. The snafu range, huh? Alright, so there's more water down here, but getting to it might be a bit of a problem. It'd be nice if I had some underground caves we found or something. Also, we have a gun now, so this is cool. Can mine from distance and a bit more rapidly. My goodness, that goes pretty deep with nothing. All right, let's burn some slag. I think that's what we're gonna need to do. We have this, which lets us burn slag. Well, because we can't really process the slag. We need a way to process it before that becomes valuable to us. So maybe we'll just stick with the filters. Filters will give us some benefit still. We're about to overflow though, so I kind of want another little catcher just in case we get that much lag. I'm going back to code for now. Alright, have a good one, Parsi. Thanks for hopping in. It's also a game name? Oh, really? Alright, we need to find access to easy water. Too much sand. There is so much sand. So many sands, you can't even count them all. Alright, yeah, I'm not sure about this. This whole plan is turning out pretty bad for us. No water to be found. Guys, why are you green? Were you infected by chlor? Yeah, that's the problem. That's why I've been gone. I've been trying to get over my infection. I've been destroyed by infection. Okay, I think what we'll have to do is we'll have to just start a new mine down here. And then ship up wet sand. We'll have to find a way to just ship it all the way up to the top. Spot. So let's get our little launchers built here. Like I said, this game still has bugs, so keep that in mind. All the way up here. Pop that down there. Get the conveyor belt right here. Get conveyor wet sand onto our sifters. There we go. Poor lad. So what's Sandustry about? Well, Sandustry is about grabbing sand, turning it into soggy wet sand, which is what we're doing here. We're running out of water, which you need water in order to sift sand. And so we had to find a new puddle of water so that as we break this sand, dry sand. We can douse it in the water. So we have just normal sand, we douse it in the water, and it becomes wet sand. And that wet sand, you can go and put into a sifter, and the sifter will turn it into gold. And with your gold, you can then purchase upgrades. So it's a game about processing materials largely. So far. Like, it's nowhere close to like release. Well, I wouldn't say nowhere close to release. There is rumors that it will release in a couple of months, but that's just a rumor. It's not a guarantee. We have spillage. We have problems here. We're losing our wet sand. No. Back where you belong. There we go. So yeah, there's rumors that the full game will be released in a couple of months, but I don't know if that's actually true. But they have like this in the demo. They have just like the very basics of the game. They aren't like giving you that much to mess around with. So for instance, if you look at the research tab, there's not a ton here. And in the actual game, like the demos or examples that they've shown, you can tell there's so much more to this game than what they're showing you. And in the demo, so you'll notice that we end up hitting a cap pretty quick in the playthrough of the demo. But once you get to the real game, I think they have a whole lot more in store than what they're showing us. I'm working on unit action queue for your game, so you can automate what your units do in tasks. Automate as in like set up queue times or queue timers, or not queue timers, like a shift command type of automate. A gold mining simulator. Yes, essentially that is it. This is essentially a gold mining simulator. But that's not the only aspect of the game. There's more resources besides gold. There's also fluxite, you can see here. And there's also artifacts. And in the demo, the artifacts don't really do anything, but they might do something in the finished product. I'm not really sure. That's something, like, I don't really have any information on what artifacts really do, or if they have plans to do anything. I'm not really sure. We'll have to kind of see what they do in the actual finished game. Oh, this isn't gonna work, is it? We need a way to store more slag. We could build a wall here. Maybe that will help. I think that will help. Yep, perfect. Like, first move there, then attack this target, then dock to that station. Yeah, that's definitely necessary for most RTS games will need that. Right, pop it up. There we go. Nah, that's just a loop of nonsense. I don't know. We need a way to process slag. That's my conclusion. We're at the point where we gotta process this slag or we're in trouble. We're starting to just pile it up like in nonsensical amounts. Which means we just need more money. This is one of my favorite things to do, is you make a little hopper system and just hop particles all over the place. It's super cool. I don't know, it's just satisfying. I know I'm a weirdo, but you guys have already figured that out. so slow. Okay, we got another 500. That's enough to burn slag. I'm willing to spend that. I'm willing to spend some money on burning slag. Just get it out of here. Time to add fire to this mix. There we go. Now we're talking. Look at it just disappear. Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. And we just have so much stockpile up. It's just sliding in. Absolutely epic. A never-ending fire. Honestly, I like that little system. Because that worked really great for just stockpiling slag, and then it burns it all in one go. That's pretty good. I need to fix this though. This is facing the wrong way. Like that. There, that's gonna be an easier little slide for that. Yeah, that's crazy. It's still burning. I don't think I've ever had as successful of a slag burn as this was. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's still pretty close. I think maybe since I can burn slag, I'm gonna get rid of that hopper. I feel like that hopper is just making it harder to burn it all. Alright, now I feel like we need to make a little tunnel and kind of separate the burnt slag from the non-burnt. It's a pollution simulator. I actually had never even thought about the idea of it being a pollutant, but yeah, maybe that's one way to look at it. I kind of want to sift out the burnt from the non-burnt. How to do. What we could do here is have a filter building that blocks everything but the burnt slag, and then we'll have this guy like right here, and anything that is not burnt slag won't go on that conveyor belt, and we'll hop it over this way and have it fall down right there. We'll just have another container for the burnt slag. So we'll see. We'll hop, oops, building, grab our hopper, hop this guy up. Nah, that's too close. We need to bump it over a bit. Yeah, that should work. America Simulator. Shoot stuff and drill for oil. That's right. That's right. I'm feeling more American by the minute. Not just shoot stuff, but you also burn stuff. Burn stuff, shoot stuff, drill for resources. Yeah, bud. Ain't nothing better than that. You know, I'm gonna drop this filter down just a bit. I don't like the fact that it is not catching everything. It feels just not good. There we go. That should work, because it'll drop down right there and then filter out, and then we can pop it up. Perfect. Now it's all set up. I hope Gonk's doing good. I haven't spent much time on Gonk lately. Man, everybody, I feel bad. I've been just non-existent, completely missing in action. Actually, wait a minute. I just thought about this. Okay, so the slag comes in. Burnt slag's more likely to be over here than it is to be over here. This is all gonna be normal slag. This is all gonna be burnt slag over here. So maybe let me edge out this a bit. Make this a little more square here. Oh no! I found a cave, boys. That kind of ruined my whole plan, but you know, it is what it is. Now we got a cave. Problem is, how on earth am I gonna get all this stuff out of here? Yeah, that's the dumbest spot for a cave I've ever seen. I guess what we can do is connect these two, and then everything will just flow down. In theory, and I'm hoping to later be able to kind of, you know, pump water down into here. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I would like to be able to fill this reservoir up again. Rock has children in his basement. You know, somehow that would not surprise me too much. He probably makes them create bar accounts so that he can steal all of their OS. This evil plan. This is a disaster, to be honest. This is like the most disastrous ever. What can I do to fix this? Ay, 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 ay. Okay, that'll work. We'll get rid of this completely. We'll make another hopper here. And we'll put it right there. Delete that. One more right here. And that will hop it right upwards there. And then we'll have it fall. What do we do from there? Okay, so that means they're gonna have a bunch of normal slag dropping down right here. We want to get rid of this completely. This is no longer necessary. All of that. So we have a buildup of normal slag. I mean, that should work just as that is. Maybe put in a couple conveyor belts here so that it all conveys towards one point where it can go through the filter. I don't hate that. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's not horrible either. There we go. Now we have a continuous filtration. That'll work. Boom. Alright, and now we actually have slag building up. Alright, we need some more sand. Oh, I just got a better idea. Hold up. We're gonna remove this. We're gonna remove this wall as well. That wall is disappearing. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a filtration system so that only slag oh no, I just messed that up again. Okay, so only slag is allowed through. That way we don't have random resources like sand getting mixed into our little flag hopper. I feel like that's a good option there. Alright, let's go ahead and get some more sand going. Need more sand. And once again, it looks like we are running out of water. Definitely gonna be running out of water real fast, so we're gonna have to find another pool of water somewhere. I haven't really explored this side yet. Maybe we'll get lucky there. I kind of want to grab sand, just regular sand here, because I feel like I got way too much of that just mixed in. That was before we had our filter. Now that we got a filter, that shouldn't happen anymore. Let's explore this side of the map, see if we have another pool of water anywhere. Now that is quite deep. And no water. That's it. That's the whole map right there. So we need to find water. We're gonna have to just go blowing everything up until we find some water. Because we are broke when it comes to water right now. Alright, let's go down. Thing with procedurally generated worlds, they might not have even given us enough water. Ooh, here's some. This is something. Yeah, buddy. Okay. Now we just gotta figure out a way to get it up. Should be enough. We'll start a hopper system up here. Hopefully this will work. Probably gonna get way too many just normal sand. But you made me download the demo. Now I'm hooked. How dare you? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I couldn't help it. I had to have someone else suffer with me. It's just so peaceful too. It's so calm and relaxing. Okay, I think I may put this sand somewhere else. I don't know if I want it falling right into all of our normal stuff. I might hopper it further away. have like a platform over here, maybe. Just, you know, when in doubt, move the problem into someone else's country, right? It's the American way. Just give the problem to someone else. So real. We have too many of one resource, we'll just, you know, dump that on someone else. Actually, what we should do is we should make another filter system so that if we have wet sand, block everything except wet sand. And then we'll have the wet sand come back, because that's actually valuable. We want the wet sand. Usually when in doubt, just make the problem. Just make the problem. Wet sand is money, something like that. Our filter's getting clogged up with dry sand. This is not acceptable. We're gonna have to fix this. Block everything. Wait, block selected element. Allow everything else. Actually, no. I want to allow only the selected element, and I only want wet sand coming in. Everything else has to skip. Okay, our slag is looking good. Like that. Like it a lot. Burn it. Go. Okay, we have some more money. Let's see what we can do. Got refining number 2, which lets us process the burnt slag into more gold. Okay. I think that's worth it. We could also go for... Oh, we can't get guns 2 yet. If we get guns 2, then we'll also start mining more. So for now, we'll do the refining. That will help us get a little bit more currency flowing. Which gives us this, which you have to make burnt slag drop onto it, and then it turns into money. So I think if we do that, like right here, it'd be perfect. And I kind of want to build a disruptor, a conveyor belt disruptor system. I'm not sure, honestly. I'm still trying to figure out a good way to do this. Maybe if we have just one conveyor belt going one direction and another direction, maybe that will just help sometimes. Because what ends up happening is the slag, like, lands too consistently. Wait, no. I have a better idea. Okay. The slag usually lands too consistently and it gets stuck. So what we should do, we want these here, like a little chute. And we can make like a little tumbler system that should break up the landing process so that it's not too consistent. Maybe. I don't know. This is a first try test for me, so if this doesn't work, I guess you guys know. So we're gonna be launching our slag up here. Getting a filter so only burnt slag can go into launcher from here that hops it up over. I think that, and we'll just have a conveyor system that feeds all the slag into this area. Hopefully this works. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Bad, 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 bad. Turn it off. Turn it off. I think I did the filter backwards. Allow, okay, block the selected element. That's what we want. Block the selected element. There we go. And get our hopper again. Hop it up. There we go. Now we're talking. All of our burnt slag. Absolute tragedy. Oh, and it's falling straight down that hole. Nice. And this turns it into gold. But we don't have any way of catching it. I want to pause this whole escapade for a moment. Not sure what I think about that. Spores, I think, are also created, which means we're gonna have spores floating around. Yeah, that's what these are. These are spores, I think. Gold, grass, spore. Yep, those are spores. Okay, so we need another filtration system where spores go. Yeah, spores are gonna go this way. And the gold is going to be collected here in a giant collection vat. There we go. Money. We have a lot of gold just sitting here now. We mixed it up. There we go. So that works out pretty good. I feel like it's just enough. Make another hopper here, honestly, just to help process it faster. But that's the problem, is these guys are the problem. They land and they get stuck. That's what I kept having issues with beforehand. But I guess that's at like max capacity we have that happen. Didn't really happen all that often. Like as time goes on, we should run out of slag. There we go. Earn all that. Hops up, the burnt slag goes up our conveyor. think in a manageable, normal amount, this should be absolutely fine. Yeah. We should be good. We should be good. Alright, back to the quest for water. Because we have basically none. We also need to find a way to kind of sort all this mess down here. There's a whole lot of slag and stuff that ended up down here that shouldn't have been down here. I'm just not sure how we're gonna sort it yet. We have to redo this whole system. This whole system is not working very good. Let's start with the basics, which will just pump this up. Now, burnt slag right now is not being processed at all. So it's just going straight back into a loop. So we need to find a way to process burnt slag. Oh, and you know what? I kind of want this filter gone because all of that normal slag is getting filtered off too. Normal slag to be able to fall through. But there's just so many materials now. We're gonna have to definitely change our filtration. It's just not gonna cut it right now. Let's see. I think we go higher with this. Higher. Pop it over. Then what we do is we have more filters. So first off, we'll filter out the dry sand. Block the selected element. Dry sand will go straight backwards. Okay. Then we will block out wet sand. That's the second most likely. Wet sand will go straight over and down. Then we will block out block out next. Feel like slag should be blocked out first, honestly, or at least more quickly, because I have to get it around all this other stuff. Sand goes through. Normal slag goes onto this filter. Burnt slag will keep going. Here. And a drop. Right there. And then we'll have to build a hopper system to get over the other materials. think that'll work. I do want to test that theory, though. Let's say we have a ton of materials over here. Will it hop over every time? I think it is. No, we still are. We're still losing some. Yeah, because we mixed in a couple other materials. Spores. Man, this is a giant mess that I've created, isn't it? Absolutely horrible. I think right now spores are just clogging up our filtration. We need to get these spores out of here for now. After we reset the spores, we'll start being able to process the sand again, and things will start to move a little bit more smoothly. We just have to get rid of the spores that are clogging up the actual sifters. There we go. Okay, I feel much better about this. Our actual filtration system is moving more properly now. Oh, except for the fact that these guys aren't getting filtered at all. So we need to turn this off. These guys aren't going through the filtration system. They're just going directly into the mix. We don't want that. So what we want is we're going to have to hop these guys up and then conveyor them all the way over into the filtration system. And we want it to be a clean operation where nothing falls down, so we have no contamination. Okay, I think we're at a good spot now. The one thing that I might change is I might spool away our spores, so our spores are just disappearing. Because right now we have way too many spores. So let's grab a filter. We'll go spores here. Okay, and then we will go wet spores as well. And we will hop them through here onto a conveyor belt and conveyor belt them away for now because we don't want them this close to us. They're just too many. Actually, we don't want a standard conveyor belt, I don't think. We want a filtered conveyor belt, wet spores, and then another filtered conveyor belt with dry spores. There we go. So any sand or other materials that happen to make it through will just get plopped out. Alright, that way we can get rid of those spores and they don't clog up the rest of our system. I think our filtration problems are finally mostly solved. We can move on to more pressing matters, such as trying to find more water, because water is the lifeblood of our little factory here. We got 1,800 gold. That's not shabby. We have all this slag over here. It's not being used for anything. And we're completely out of water at this point. I might want to start sifting away the dry sand as well. Just getting it out of our system. Because I feel like dry sand is clogging stuff up too. Filter dry sand. Block selected element. In case things get a little bit full, we can limit that to only sand. We're at 2,000. We might be able to buy some more upgrades or research. We have pipes. Pipes we might want to do because then we can pump water if we do find it. But refining means we get planter boxes, which means we can potentially make more money. I think we'll do pipes, probably. But I want to first see if I can't find any more water before I put pipes. Bedrock there, bedrock up here. There's another cave section right here that maybe will have some water in it. Look at that. Cave right there. Oh, there we go. An apple. But that's illegal. How much did we get? We got 600, so we could hydro sponge pick up water. I don't think I need to pick up water. Amplify weapons. Here we go. Quick digging. We could do rapid gunfire, triple burst. Oh, rapid gunfire is probably the best, especially since we need to find water. Let's find it faster. Hey, we got some. How much is there, though? That's the question. I mean, that's a decent amount. Is there any other opening we can use here? I think based on this, we're gonna definitely have to use pipes to pump it up. So that's good. I am fully on board with pipes. Let's get on that. So let's research pipes if we need them, and let's build ourselves a little pump system right here. And some water pipes. And we'll just pump water right to here. Don't know why our water stopped flowing there. Maybe there's too many pumps. Wasn't working. There we go. Okay, so we got water coming. We also have a giant thing of dirt down here, which I kind of wish wasn't the case. It is. There's not really an easy way to deal with this. So let's just focus, I guess, on continuing pumping this side out. And then 1, 2 pumps here. And we'll connect those with piping as well. There, now we have a decent system flowing. And all that water is going to start flowing up to our top side, which is huge. Wait, why are we leaking? Why are we trickling? How are we? Oh no, it's been trickling out this whole time. We're trickling slag this whole time. What a pain in the neck. I had no idea. We've just been wasting slag. That is so frustrating. we are definitely gonna have to start running like a system to like pump out materials from down below, but for now I don't really want to do that because it's just a whole lot of work. Alright, well that's good money coming in now. We just need to save up another 2,000 and we'll be well on our way to getting the next upgrade. There we go. Fantastic. Actually, we only have wet sand making it now, right? Or at least in theory, there should only be wet sand making it. We filtered out everything else. So that means we should put in a cycle. Little cycler here that sprays the wet sand continually in a circle. So that way we aren't doing everything 3 times. Burn it to the ground. Yeah, I like how it's turned out so far. I think it's done quite well. We've done all right for ourselves. Oh, but burnt slag can't go through. Ah, no. Okay, we're gonna have to change our filtration system a little bit here. Not a significant change, but it is a minor change. See, because we don't want to be cycling in a ton of burnt slag this whole time. That's just not okay. Let's turn this off. Yes, I'm willing to cut that for now. Filter, we want allow only selected element through, block the selected. So we're blocking wet sand. That's the only thing we want to block. And then we'll hop it up over so it continues. We got some wet sand here. Sand back. Spores. Go back. Alright. This appeared to be working okay. Somehow I got spores in the mix. Spores and wet sand. I want to know why and how. Where are these spores coming from? If it all is coming through the filter system, we shouldn't ever have any. Oh no, I'm not saying how we could have gotten spores in. 1,000. Can we spend any money? You get tools too, which is a vacuum. I mean, I don't think I hate that. A vacuum might be nice. Filters too, not available in demo. Yeah, let's... we don't need a vacuum. I'd rather save up for Refiner 3. Are we out of water? We're not out of water, but we are getting... We're definitely not cycling materials very well here. I'm going to change our transport system a bit. There we go. Now our transport system will work a little more effectively, I think. Pushing everything upwards. Okay, and I think we have run completely out of water down below, which is not great. That was our one pool of water we had. Ice. Melt. Everything must melt. Melt it all. Ice turns into steam, which turns into water. So that's a win for me, if you ask me. It's basically like finding water. That'll reach the surface and give us a little bit of rain. Oh, I found an artifact. Nice. See if we can't get some thruster fires. Give us a little bit of I just have a feeling these little particles are never going to make it out of this cave. We're never going to see this turn into water. There is no way. It's all just a big old dream. Water to be found. Oh, here's some. We got a little bit. That's water right there. It's just not usable. Steam. Oh, this is back where we came from. Concern is that we've capped ourselves out. Oh, that's gonna take forever to mine through. I ain't doing that. Yeah, once again, just no luck. No luck. All of our spelunking has led to dead ends. Boy, wait, why are we trickling? How are we? Oh no. Great. We've been trickling slag in here this whole time. Pain in the neck. Yeah, I think maybe what I can do to stop that is make sure it only stays one high. I could also force it to run across the whole filter so that it just gives more opportunity. So much slag. Like a ridiculous amount. And somehow this filter system got clogged again. I really need to see how this is happening. Where are these inconsistencies coming from? Oh, I think I know what's causing it. So if I have a large amount of materials landing on this filter, it's not going to filter everything perfectly. So what we need to do is we need a limit. We basically create a limit so that it has to filter all the materials before it drops it off. I think that's where we're getting our inconsistency from. And then same with this one. This one has to be limited. Cannot filter without going all the way through. Definitely one of the least effective filtrations I have created so far. A true winner. Definitely feel like I've been struggling. This side of things is working great. I really like this part. I may, however, remove that block. Just to create a little bit more rapid landing, because I think that block was basically doing. Yeah, I don't really. I'm not a huge fan of that. I think that's unnecessary. In a normal world. So right now I think we've got it. I think we've got it to the point where we're not not having issues now. The only thing we don't have is definitely water. That's the one struggle. This whole deal. No water. What I might do, I might put a pump down here. And then we'll pipe it. That way we have kind of a cycle of water spilling down, wetting sand, and just cycling through. I'll empty my bottle for you. Thanks. Anything helps at this point. So this should work. We have a cycle of water dripping in. The little bit of water that we do have, and it's cycling in and wetting the sand, which then goes through our filtration and sorts based on the type of materials, and will drop our perfect little bits of wet sand onto our filter and sift it for us. Perfect experience. Possible. And uh-oh. Hold it. This is not good. This is bad. Stop. Cancel that. We need something to stop this from happening. Now at least we won't have unfiltered drops. That's the biggest element, sand. If we double it, I think we can get a little bit more efficiency. Alright, how much we got? We got almost 3K. That should get us to refining 2, which then unlocks planter boxes. Planter boxes, we drop wet spores on the planters, start growing flowers that you can destroy to get gold and petals. Alright. And for this, we need wet spores. But I think we'll probably save that for another time, because I think we've got our factory pretty well in a good position to call it for the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed checking out this pretty nifty, fun little game that hurts your brain called Sandustry. And be sure to go check it out on Steam. Give them a little bit of love. Tell them that Jaws sent you. And, you know, look forward to that release date. Because I know it is coming up soon. So, anyway, thank you all for hanging out. I hope you guys enjoyed, and